Hi guys, thank you for tuning in for this video. I just wanted to come on here and do a little bit of a Games 3 Part 2 video for you. The main reasons being I'll explain later on in the video. First of all, a few things to kind of cover. I'm in the lounge, new environment, you probably realised that. We're not in a beautiful back garden. Again, a few reasons for that, so bear with me. Second of all, I'm filming on my computer, so quality might be a bit less than we're used to, and I'm on my own, so bear with me for technical faults. This is not my forte whatsoever. I'm a kind of trainer, not technically aware, so a bit of a technophobe, so be aware with me. Okay, so getting into the video as such, as I said, a few reasons why I'm doing this video. First of all, I wanted to talk to you guys about how to change your environment to suit your dog, okay? So as a trainer, we always recommend anything new you do with your dog to be done inside in a familiar environment for your dog to set up to succeed, okay? So a lot of these games with the dogs we're doing, it's brand new, okay? The games are brand new for the dog. They've never done them before. They've never done them before at all. So think about that and think about what could be a problem with that. They have no idea what we're doing, okay? And in the back garden, distractions are quite high. Now you may have noticed that Taz ran off a few times in the video, disengaged with me quite a lot in the video, and wasn't so keen to stay with me, okay? Now there's a few reasons for that. First of all, we've never done mat training with her, so with her the mats aren't reinforcing enough to sit on, they aren't valuable enough to sit on than the environment is, okay? So imagine a bit of a kind of weighing scales. The value of being outside and being hunting, kind of running around and sniffing and being crazy is a lot higher than being on the mat, okay? So we're trying right now to readjust that kind of, I guess, weighing scales to be even, if not a bit more valuable, to be on the mat, okay? And that's what we're working towards. One thing to note, okay, I have to be really clear with this. These dogs have never done this stuff before. It's all brand new to them. With lockdown, I've had to kind of come around the idea of not being in person with you guys and talking to a camera, not a face. New thing for me as well. So there's a lot of things new for these dogs. There's not been 5, 6, 7 weeks of training for the placeboard work with these dogs before I train these videos in, okay? If I was doing them with my Spaniel, I've already trained him for about a year and a half. Probably about 2 years now, actually, thinking about it, to do this sort of stuff. So it'd be wrong for me to say, okay, my dog's never done this off camera or whatever it is. He has. So these dogs haven't. That's the whole reason why we're doing these videos, is to show you guys how it works in real life with real dogs that have no idea what they're doing, okay? So that's the whole promise of these videos, is that these dogs have no idea what they're doing, all brand new, and I'm really working alongside you guys, fresh out the box, so you can see what it looks like from start to finish, okay? So blank canvases completely. Outside, the dogs are never let off lead outside in the garden as such. Apologies for the sniffling, hay fever as well, probably a lot of you suffering as well. Anyway, beside the point. Off lead being outdoors. Now these dogs have not got the right to be off lead outdoors. The reason being is the owners of the house, Nathan's mum and dad, have spent a lot of time in the garden to build it up to be really nice. They've put a lot of flowers in. It wouldn't be safe for the dogs to be off lead in the garden without having supervision, or generally off lead in the garden. Also, if they see a squirrel or a pigeon, which is quite likely, there's a big forest behind us, they could shoot off like a rocket and tear up all the lovely grass that's been put down. So off lead in the garden never happens. Novel idea for the dogs. I train them off lead in the garden, might have noticed that. So I spend a lot of my time trying to keep them engaged with me, trying to say to them, actually being with me is amazing, hang with me, be with me, stay with me, despite everything else being around them. And sometimes distractions are too much and they just lose their heads a little bit. That's fine. So in the video we worked around that. We kind of figured out that Taz wasn't engaged with me as I'd like her to be, wasn't focused on me, was quite a lot more excited by being off lead and encouraging to be sniffing. The more she does that, sniffing away from me, interacting with distractions away from me, the more self-reinforcement she gets from that, so rewarding herself for that behaviour, and the more positive history she gets being away from me. And that's exactly what I don't want to encourage, that self-reinforcement behaviour away from me, okay? I want my dog to want to hang with me, to feel motivated to hang with me, and to be engaged with me, okay? So the more times your dog practices those sorts of behaviours of running away from you and being distracted away from you, the more they get positive history of doing that behaviour. And they think, actually, next time, hell, that was amazing last time I did that, let's try that again this time. The repetition occurs, the reproduction occurs, and your dog becomes more and more interested in the environment and less interested in you, okay? We don't want that, let's face facts. We want our dog to be lovely and engage with us and to hang with us and stay with us, come back when called, be engaged, all that sort of stuff, okay? So, control and management is your best friend in that situation. So, This is the reason, again, real life, we're training in real life situations. We might be doing work outside with our dogs. Normally we'd be in classes, in the work environment, in a field, okay? Natural distractions do happen, so we need to control and manage to ensure our dogs have success. So how do we stop our dogs from doing this behaviour? Instead of trying to interrupt them or trying to get them back every time, why not put them on a lead so they don't practice the behaviour in the first place? Like we did in the video, okay? So if your dog is running off, is being distracted, is really not engaged with you at all, think about how you can help them to not do those behaviours in the future. Popping Taz on lead meant she had maybe a metre to stray away from me, and I always had kind of, not control of her, but I always had that connection with her, okay? That meant she could not then go and run off away from me. She had to be with me, okay? I limited her reasons to go off. I limited her kind of, ability to go away from me. So I gave her the option of staying with me, basically. And that then worked to ensure that she couldn't run away from me. I had less energy in focusing myself on getting her back. I could focus more on the actual criteria in hand, okay? I set her up to succeed. And it worked a lot better, albeit catiness. I did tip the carrots everywhere, but we're real life, as I said, guys. We're not taking takes here, we're just doing it, okay? So, catiness is a real kind of common subject. The people that work with me quite a lot, it is something that happens. But beside the point, control and management is your friend, okay? So in those sort of environments, if you're on a walk on your own, in a training class, in a one-to-one, control and management is your best friend. Put your dog on a long line, put your dog on a lead. Something to help your dog out to stay with you and not have to worry about them having more and more reinforcement, more and more history of being away from you, okay? That's the first point. Second point, as I said, the motivation of being on the mat was less than the motivation of being out and about. As I said, I don't spend weeks and weeks and weeks training these dogs before I come on camera. It's all fresh. So this dog had really only had a few minutes of being reinforced on the mat. That isn't enough time. These training games need to happen regularly, consistently and timely every single day, every single week in order to create a positive association. There's no point doing it once unless you have a jackpot reward, which is a fantastic reward that your dog never gets. If you want your dog to be motivated to hang on the placeboard, you need to repeat and rehearse and reproduce the behaviour as much as you can do to ensure your dog knows being on there is amazing, okay? That can't be done in 2 minutes. It has to be done a long period of time, short increments over a long period of time to get that really habit of being motivated to be on there. Does that make sense? So, as I said, she only really had 2 or 3 minutes of being rewarded on the bed. That meant there was by far not enough motivation to hang on that bed whilst everything else was going on around her. So thing 2 that could have gone wrong there. Thing 3, I guess the rewards. We use carrots outside. Normally that works. The reason is because I'm throwing the carrots, okay? So when I'm doing the games 1 and 2, a lot of the time I'm throwing food for her to find. So I'm throwing food for her to find or catch. That presentation is enough to be more exciting, to make this value of food more valuable, okay? Presentation of food is the key here. Obviously, with this game here, I wasn't throwing food. I wasn't kind of, presenting, sorry about that, presenting the food different. I was just placing it. I was luring her, I was giving it to her mouth, okay? That then meant the value of the carrots dropped down a little bit. Equally, in the garden, she had a lot more arousal that day, okay? She had a lot more temptation to go elsewhere and to investigate new stuff. There's a lot more smells in the garden. She wasn't in the frame of mind to work that much, and I was just placing the carrots in her mouth. This meant the value of carrots dropped down, okay? If I wanted my dog to be more engaged with me and I didn't have the option of putting them on a lead or whatever, I'd try and find different values to kind of suit her behaviours. So if we're working in home, in the lounge, hopefully kibble will be the thing that could work, okay? So lower value. By value I mean, what makes your dog excited? What motivates your dog? Dogs have different values and different things. So for me, let's make a human kind of situation, so a human description. I like an apple. An apple's quite a nice thing to have. It's crunchy, it's tasty, it's healthy. Yeah, I like an apple. A Mars bar, however, hands down, any day of the week, Mars bar is my thing to go for. My value of a Mars bar above an apple is higher, okay? Dogs are the same. Imagine kibble, carrot, apple, ham, cheese. What's the smelliest of those 5 things? Probably cheese, okay? I'd probably put that at the highest value compared to carrot and apple, okay? For my dog in particular, that's the way it goes for him. He doesn't like carrot so much. More ham, potent, smelly, kind of moist stuff he quite likes, okay? Wet food in particular is what I use for him. For these dogs, they love carrots, fair enough. But as I said, in that situation, those are the reasons why carrots didn't work. In here, however, in the lounge, hopefully they will work because there's less distractions, the TV always stays there, fireplace always stays there, sofa always stays there. Therefore my value of carrots goes up. Distractions are less, value of what I'm giving them goes up. So that makes sense. So I should have a more engaged dog in this environment, okay? So I've whittled on for way too long. I've explained a few things about the videos in terms of why Taz was a bit kind of off that day, I guess. And hopefully you'll understand now why I'm here doing this video today for you guys, and the difference of what these foods mean to the dogs inside in the house as opposed to outside in the garden. Okay, so we'll go to the next clip now. I'll do a bit of training with the dogs, everything with the camera, so you can see the difference in their engagement and their arousal and the value of carrot, and you can see how the game probably will work a bit better in this video than the last video. And I might as well actually use Humphrey. He hasn't on the mark cue, so that means he knows what it means to go away from me and sit in a certain area, okay? He hasn't linked that on the mark cue with the bed yet, so that's a new thing for him. Taz, as I said, has had history of going onto the mat in the last video, but not consistent enough to get it perfect. So both dogs unfamiliar with the cue itself, unfamiliar with the game itself. Let's have a go, see how they get on. Okay, so we have Humphrey here. He is our lovely Staffy Cross. Different dog to Taz obviously, but I thought I'd show you with this dog because he does have familiarity of what on the mark cue means itself, okay? He does know what that means. Now that says to me that he has understanding of what being sent away from me means, but probably hasn't linked it with the mat. So all I'm going to do now is just use a bit of food to lure him onto the mat and ask him to stop with my hand signal in the air. Use that, just the hand signal, no verbal yet. If I'm confident that he will actually then go and verbally, or with the hand signal, go onto the mat, I'll then add the verbal in. Does that make sense? So only ever add the verbal in when you're confident that your dog will actually target what you want them to do in order to create that link with the verbal and the hand signal, okay? So, here. Let's just use a bit of food. Lure him on. With the hand signal and feed, okay? So no verbal whatsoever, just hand signal and feed, okay? And then again, free. Good boy. So, food lure. Good, yes, well done. What I love about his behaviour is that he is really looking at my hand, which is fantastic. That alertness is there, and that's what the stop's all about. So all I'm doing is sending like this and then putting my hand up in the air to get that sit position. So send, sit, if that makes sense. You can even see him sit. His body changing, his alertness changing when that hand goes in the air, and that's fantastic, okay? So one more time of doing that, I'm pretty sure he's doing that good, okay? Free, good boy. Good, yes, nice, fantastic. So now what I'm going to do is start to add in that verbal cue, okay? So I'm going to say on the mark to get him onto the bed, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to say stop, or when he just about before he sits, say the word stop. And that'll then link and capture that stopping behaviour onto that bed, okay? Free. Good boy. Well done. All right, you ready, Hump? Are you steady? On your mark. Stop. Yes, good boy. You all right, mate? It was a bit of background noise, just spooked him a little bit there, that's fine. Good boy. Ready? Free. Good lad. Well done. More carrot on the floor there. You ready? Steady. On your mark. Stop. Nice, good boy. Well done. Good lad. You can use your whistle if you've got one for this. I'm just doing verbal because we're inside. No need to be whistling inside. Might send the dog a bit nuts. Right then, should we try one more time? Free. Good boy. Well done. Ready? On your mark. Stop. Nice. Good boy. Very clever. So do you guys see how that works there? That was fantastic of Humphrey to be able to do that all there. So things to improve on with him. Good boy. Free. I'm settle on here. What I don't want is for him to be on the mat without me reinforcing him. So that's one thing to pick up on. When you're done training him, or when you're done training your dog as such, if you're using a mat target, pick up the mat target and leave it alone, okay? Never ever allow your dog to be on the mat without being reinforced, because that then obviously They don't get history of reinforcement on there, therefore the valued lessons, okay? So always make sure whenever your dog's on there, they're getting reinforced, okay? Also, frustration behaviours, if I left him on there, he'd probably start whimpering, then get up on his own back. So ensure that you pick up your mat, okay? Put it away somewhere, not bothered by it, it's away from you. He's going to go, what was that behind you now, okay? So we have Tazzy now. All we're going to show her is this mat is fantastic and being on there is brilliant. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Yes. Occasionally up in the duration. You see the paw on my foot. Yes. Yes. Free. Good girl. Tazzy. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. Free. On the floor, on the floor. On the floor. There you see, Billy. Right, I'm going to try now lure her and ask her to stop on the mat. So all we're going to do is lure her off. And then, what's this? Are you ready? Stop! Nice! So just before she offers the behaviour, I'm going to ask her to stop and then obviously reward her. So, off the mat again. Ready, steady. Test! Stop! Nice! Good girl. Well done. Ready? Steady. Test, come. Good girl. Stop. Good. Well done. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. Ready. 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 Stop. Nice. Nice. Ready? Hold on. Ready, ready? Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Stop. Good. Good girlie. So, we are just luring her over and adding the stop cue just before she settles on the mat. Okay, that's all we're doing. Tazzy. Yes. What's this? What's that? What's that? Good girl. Well done. So, that shows you there a little bit about that. Good girl. Ready? Are you gonna stop? Nice, well done. A lot more frantic, a bit of a busy bee. Stop. Good. Fine. Ready, ready? Stop. Good, well done. Good girl. She's getting it. Good girl. Ready? Find it. Find it. Find. 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 Stop. Nice. Good girl. Ready? Find. Ready? Find. Reposition that one, I think. Stop. Nice. Clever. Working really well. So a lot more engaged, a lot more focused. And a second. Stop. Yes. Good girl. Well done. Bless her heart. Is there more carrot on the floor? I think there might be. I think there might be. Ready? Ready? Right, so do you see the idea? Just luring her onto there and rewarding, yes, for duration. A lot more happy to be on the mat. What you can do as well is just give her a little bit of a buzz and say she's an amazing girl for lying on that mat. This dog loves verbal praise and tactile contact as well. So you can give her a little bit of a fuss and just say, that's fantastic, good girly Tazzy. She loves it, okay? So that's brilliant. All the carrots are gone now. I'm about to get mugged. So we're going to end this there. Sit. Good girly, well done. And hopefully that gives you guys a better idea of what the cue should look like with both the dogs. Obviously one's a bit more developed and a bit more understanding of what I'm wanting over the other one. This will take a bit more time. We got there in the end. So thank you so much guys for watching. Any questions, please give me a shout and I'm happy to kind of get back to you about that as well. But I hope you guys understood what the deal was and I hope this environment worked a bit better for you guys to see what I actually wanted from the dogs and you could see they're much more focused and engagement on me. Okay, thank you so much guys. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.